I know it hurts right now, but I'm right here with you. It's okay to cry.
Eli Carter was 7. Just 7. He loved space facts, drew planets in his notebook, and wanted to be an astronaut. He lived with his dad, Michael, in a small clapboard house on Elm Street in Brookhaven, a working-class suburb of Cincinnati. Michael worked double shifts at the auto plant. Money was tight, but love filled every room. Mornings meant pancakes. Nights meant stargazing stories. Eli laughed easily. He was bright, curious, carefree. Then, 3 weeks ago, everything shattered. Not everything shattered. It started on a Tuesday. Eli was walking to 2nd grade when 2 older boys, Colin Reeves and his cousin Liam, blocked the hallway. They knocked his notebook to the floor. When he bent to pick it up, Liam kicked it down the hall. "Look at baby Einstein," Colin sneered. "Gonna cry to daddy?" Eli didn't cry. Not then. He gathered his papers with trembling hands and walked away. But it didn't stop. The next day, they stole his lunch money. The day after, they shoved him into a supply closet. By week's end, they'd made him their target. Week 2, it worsened. Colin tripped him in the cafeteria. Eli fell hard, tray clattering, milk soaking his shirt. The whole room laughed. He hid in the bathroom until the bell. He stopped eating lunch. Liam began following him home. 20 feet behind, always there. "We know where you live, nerd," they'd shout. "Tomorrow's worse." Eli had nightmares. He stopped drawing, stopped talking. The joyful boy was vanishing. Michael noticed immediately. His son grew silent. Then came the screams in the night. 2, sometimes 3 times. Michael would find Eli sitting upright, eyes wide with terror. "Buddy, what's wrong?" Eli just shook his head and cried. Bruises appeared on his arms. His knees. One morning, Eli locked himself in the bathroom, sobbing. "Dad, please, I can't go back." Michael's heart broke. He went straight to Brookhaven Elementary, demanded to see Principal Lang. He laid it all out. The hallway ambushes, the cafeteria humiliation, the threats, the bruises. "Mr. Carter," Lang said, leaning back, bored. "These are normal kid conflicts. Boys tease. It's part of growing up." The counselor added, "Eli's sensitive. Maybe he's misreading playful banter. He needs thicker skin." Michael's voice rose. "He's 7, targeted by kids twice his size." Lang held up a hand. "Don't be dramatic. Boys will be boys. Coddling him won't prepare him for the real world." They blamed Eli. That afternoon, Michael went to the police. Officer Reyes listened patiently. "So, some pushing, name-calling?" "Yes," Michael said. "And a man in a black car started following him. He rolled down his window and said, 'I know where you live.'" Reyes set down his pen. "Sir, there's no crime here. Kids say mean things. We can't arrest for schoolyard stuff." Michael walked out, hollow. That night, he held Eli close. "Tell me everything." In a whisper so thin, Michael had to lean in. Eli said, "It's not just Colin and Liam anymore, Dad. There's a big teenager in a black car." He smiled, but it wasn't nice. Ice flooded Michael's veins. This wasn't bullying. It was stalking. For 3 nights, Eli didn't sleep. On the 3rd, he heard his dad crying on the phone. "Nobody will help us. What if I lose him?" At that moment, 7-year-old Eli decided if no one would protect him, he'd find protectors himself. He remembered Mike's diner. 4 weeks earlier, he'd seen them. 8 massive men in leather vests, tattoos on their arms, Harleys gleaming outside. They looked scary. But they held doors for elders, tipped well, laughed like brothers. And everyone was afraid of them. If bad people fear them, maybe they'll fear them too. At 6:45 a.m., on October 17th. While his dad showered, Eli slipped out. Backpack on, favorite astronaut figurine inside for courage. 4 blocks to Mike's, alone in the dark, heart pounding. He pushed open the diner door at 6:55. Conversation stopped. 8 bikers turned. Eli walked straight to the largest. Jonas Bear Keller, president of the Iron Wolves MC. "I need you to walk me to school," Eli said, voice shaking but clear. "The bad people are hurting me. Nobody else will help." Silence. Bear, a Navy vet who'd served in Kandahar, crouched slowly. "Where's your dad, son?" Eli's tears fell. "He tried. School said I'm too sensitive. Police said it's just kids, but it's not. There's a man in a black car. He knows where I live." Bear's face hardened. Behind him, Ghost, a gentle giant with a prosthetic leg, knelt beside him. "We've got you, little one." Eli described everything. The hallway attacks, the stolen lunch, the threats, and the car. It had a high school football sticker. Bear's jaw clenched. "License plate?" Eli recited it from memory. Bear stood, made a hand signal. 3 bikers followed him outside. "Travis Reeves," one said. "Councilman's son. 3 harassment complaints. Vanished." "Principal Lang?" another asked. "Reeves' brother-in-law." This wasn't bullying. It was a protection racket. Bear pulled out his phone. "Call every chapter, every vet, every rider who's worn a patch. We need them here by 8:30. Then he called Michael. "Your son is safe. He came to us." Michael arrived in 2 minutes, sobbing as he hugged Eli. He looked at the bikers. Officer Reyes watched, stunned. At 8:30, Bear knelt before Eli. He held up a tiny leather vest, protected by wolves, stitched on the back. "This means your family. You're never alone again." Eli slipped it on, smiled. The first real smile in weeks. Bear lifted him onto his Harley. Ghost flanked left, another rider right. 150 bikes formed a convoy. Eli at the center. They rolled toward Brookhaven Elementary. Windows rattled. Car alarms blared. Parents froze mid-drop-off. Kids pressed faces to glass. Then, 150 motorcycles surrounded the school. A wall of leather and loyalty. Principal Lang stepped out, face pale. Bale parked at the steps, lifted Eli down. Ghost walked toward Colin and Liam near the basketball court. He crouched, whispered one sentence. Colin collapsed, sobbing. Across the street, Travis Reeves sat in his black car, panicked. 5 bikes blocked him. Bear approached. "I know who you are," he said calmly. "If you go near that boy again, you answer to us." Travis fled. By noon, arrested. FBI raids followed. Corruption, cover-ups. Lang suspended. The town woke up. Eli healed. Slept through the night. Drew pictures of bikers. Called Bear Papa Bear. Other kids asked for escorts. Soon, 12 had guardians. Brookhaven became the safest school in Ohio. Travis pleaded guilty. His father lost re-election by 40 points. A video of the 150 bike escort went viral. 10 million views. Chapters nationwide launched Guardian Rides. Months later, the mayor gave Bear the key to the city. Bear handed it to Eli. "You earned this." At a school assembly, Eli stood at the mic. "I was scared, but asking for help isn't weakness, it's bravery. If you're scared, tell someone. Keep telling until they listen. Good people are everywhere. You just have to find them. Asking for help isn't weakness, it's bravery. Good people are everywhere. You just have to find them. If this story moved you, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to Winds of Thought. Because courage starts with one voice, and sometimes that voice belongs to a 7-year-old. And tell us below, Have you ever been the one to speak up when no one else would? He hadn't slept in 72 hours, so this 7-year-old did the unthinkable. He walked alone to the most feared bikers in town and begged for protection. Every sunrise felt like a countdown to pain. The threats were real. The danger was closing in, and no adult was stepping in. Desperate, he made a choice no child should face. What followed didn't just save his life, it exposed a town-wide cover-up. And when 150 leather-clad riders rolled up to his elementary school, the bullies realized they'd crossed a line they couldn't uncross. Before we begin, tell us where you're watching from, and if you believe real heroes still exist, subscribe to Winds of Thought.